going on, y'all? Devil here. Just thought I'd say what's up to y'all. Sorry I haven't been around. Had a lot going on here at home, man, and had a lot of bills to pay off, so I had some extra working to do. Fucking back now though. What up? A little loud, my bad. Fear Factory for your ass. Yeah. You know me, preparation is key, so I'm gonna need to smoke. So today I'll be doing a video on beginning modding. For those of you who don't know much about this. By the way, credit to Fear Factory for this music right here. Sorry for those viewers who don't smoke pot, but I smoke a lot of pot. Perfectly legal here in my state. Government obviously didn't see anything wrong with it here. Some of you might, but get off my video if you don't like it. I don't know what else to say. So, what exactly is modding? Okay? For those of you who are not familiar with this editor or what exactly modding is taking any of this game data that we have and altering the game data to not only load in the game still, but with your qualifications instead of the game's qualifications, okay? So what you're going to do is, let's say you take the code for a sword, all right? You're going to take the code or the GBID, game balance ID. You're going to take that GBID and you're going to load the GBID in, all right? A raw GBID. You're going to load a raw GBID in and start that item. Then you're going to add stuff to it that wouldn't normally be in the game. So you're going to add like sockets, or you're going to add anything pretty much to suit your needs that the game will accept. And the game will only accept certain coding, so you can't just put in any kind of coding you want. In this video, this will be tutorial number 1 for beginners. Okay, I'm going to start a new thing. There is going to be tutorials for everybody else that's familiar with this editor, and then there's going to be a tutorial for people that aren't familiar with this editor. So this is going to be number 1 of not familiar with this editor. Okay, this editor, the mainframe came from somewhere else, but I rebuilt everything. I recoded it. I rebuilt the whole editor. I rebuilt everything about this editor, and I added stuff in and I took stuff out. So this is my editor right here. This is my version of the editor. Okay. This is Complete Control Gaming. I am Matthew Sagash, aka Illy Devil Illy, also aka originally the Devil's Son. Here in the credits right here, you can Google that Devil's Son name, and I am worldwide known. For those of you who don't know me, nice to meet you. For those of you who do, you already know. I'm gonna take a shot real quick. Hope you guys don't mind. I got some of this 99 mango, but that is not what I'm gonna drink. I am gonna drink some of this. I love this shit. It's El Jimador. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but 100% de agave tequila reposado, so looks like it's made in Mexico as well. By the way, not all fucking tequila is made in Mexico. So those of you laughing right now, it's not all tequila is made in Mexico, you fuckers. So I really appreciate you guys sticking by me. I've had some financial trouble this month. I ran out of PlayStation Plus and everything. So those of you who watch this, if you would care to help me with a month or whatever, my buddy Essa Icon is kind of working on it right now, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. He works a lot too. So anybody wants to help me, go ahead. I don't need cash. I don't need money. Send me a PlayStation code. Good enough for me. I don't need cash. I don't need money. I'm not asking for any of that. Someone send me a code. Besides that, I want to explain. You have to use this line off, or this editor offline. You see down in the corner right there how I got no internet, because I'm on this. I am working on a database update for this, for it to redirect somewhere else. But for right now, it is redirecting the original place that it was. So you have to use it offline. Donate all this right here. You know, you can go to this. You can click on. I ain't got no internet, but I'll show you guys the headline. This, when you click on this, this takes you to my right here, WordPress.com. That is the site where you would get this editor. Okay, and you click on this donate button here. Like I said, I don't have any internet on right now, but this will take you to my PayPal. There's my PayPal. If any of you care to donate, I don't really care if you do. I don't need your money, but it'd be really cool if you guys would donate fucking $5. I don't know. That's a pack of smokes. But there's my PayPal. That's my address right there for my PayPal. That's where that donate button takes you. Rescripted. So we got this is the basic editor right here. I want to address everybody with this. See how this gray bar right here has nothing in it, but it does though. See, but it does. It's all hidden. When you want to open that back up, see, when you want to open that back up, you can open that back up. You go to a Crusader. Now he'll open up. See, there's that, and then go back. Click right here. Everything shows up. See, Witch Doctor. Click on that. It's all there. It's just when you load. I have it like that, so when you load in the editor, it doesn't take up a bunch of visual or virtual memory loading everything in. So when you want to click on it, it's there. Probably could have addressed that like around here somewhere. There's nothing over here. In my update, I'll probably put an arrow, but I guess I don't really need to now that I got it on camera. So this is the basics, you guys. Okay, we will go over a few different steps to get you going. All right, for those of you that are beginners, I'll go over a lot of stuff for you to get you going. All right, I don't expect anybody to just dive right in and know how to use this coded editor. I don't expect that from anybody. So I will be going over everything to start you off right now. And sorry for the delay. This is the tutorial that, I don't know if it was John Kaczynski or one of you guys requested a beginning tutorial a few days ago. And like I said, I've been really, really busy, so you guys be patient with me. I served thousands of people. My company got huge. It got way bigger than I thought it would. So I serve thousands of people. There's locals coming to me now from my neighborhood that found me on the internet. I am an actual legit computer company and software developer. So Like I said, Better Business Bureau accredited and verified. I got way bigger faster than I thought I would, you guys. So just bear with me. Diablo is absolutely not the only thing I do. So, but it is my main thing because I care about you guys and I care about Diablo. So, let me take this shot real quick and we'll kick this off. I'm going to turn this music back up so you guys can jam out. This music for you, DJ. I know you like it. And shout out to DJ Hazard. I want to thank you, bud, for broadcasting my stuff on your channel. Thank you, DJ. I really appreciate that. It kicked me off a lot. Got me out there a little bit more. You know what time it is. Fabric. All right. Sorry, I didn't do all this, but I wanted to jump in this video and start broadcasting for you guys. So, take this dab real quick. So the basics of this editor, you guys, are you have to take a PS3 save and bring your PS3 save over to this. And then I suggest brute force save data. Guy developed it for, I think his name's John Eldo. He made it in Eldo's Tools. You can also get a whole kit of Eldo's Tools. I hope you don't mind me advertising you on here, bud, but you've helped me a lot with the tools, so I'd like to give you a shout out. Eldo's Tools is a package that you can download for the PS3. You can download it for the PS3. Has a lot of useful stuff. That's a pretty big one. Sorry about the coughing. Eldo's Tools has helped me a lot as far as RSPC3 and stuff like that, getting my save data from getting my save data from other other games and stuff. Like, I don't want to say ripping games because I don't rip games, but you are legally allowed to make a backup copy of any disc you buy, whether it be a CD, DVD, game, all that. You are legally allowed to make one backup copy, just so everybody is aware of that. Whole United States. So I don't know about other countries, but here you are. And precisely what that software is for. I want to point that out. It's not for ripping or selling games or anything. It's for making backup copies. So you guys use it correctly. It has helped me make some backup copies and put them on, you can use it on an emulator if you want to, stuff like that. But the main one I do use is, that's Better Business Bureau. Can you, yeah. All right. Can you, or I mean, sorry, I was talking to my buddy here. I do want to point out though, when you download brute force save data, you're gonna want to update it, man. Always when that thing pops up, when it comes up on the screen when you load in brute force, always update, because you never know if codes have changed. So those guys they post it on their main pop-up window, but that's the update pop-up window. So always update brute force. Diablo 3 ROS. I don't know, it's CUSA 00042 or something like that here, but Diablo ROS has been in there for a while, so it at least knows how to decrypt and re-encrypt that. And I use that. The other tool that was out there for encryption and decryption of Diablo software was CKWise, and credit to him for the development of that or whatever. I guess now it's AWP ENT. Also credit to them for their program. But this video is about mine. So I use brute force to unencrypt and re-encrypt. I don't use, I am in the process of making my own tool, but I'm not there yet because I've been working on what you see in the background here. So let's dive in. So you got, this is softcore barb. All the stuff you see here, it was made by my buddy Fairchild. That is my SEO of my company. What's up, Fairchild? All this stuff right here was already pre-made. So we are actually going to probably also, now that I'm on here, by the way, I added the Necro in here. So if anybody's wondering if the Necro is in here, the Necro is in here, right there. So you can go to your hero data and choose the Necro in my editor now. We're going to make a new item. This is for beginners. I was just looking at something. Sorry, guys. Okay, so new item. All right. Let's just say don't worry, Fairchild, I got a backup copy of this. All right. So we're gonna go new item. Start from scratch. This is for you noobs to this editor. I don't want to say noobs because you're not noobs to Diablo, but you're noobs to this editor. So unless you had the other editor that was similar to this one. With a new item, you always start off new, okay? Obviously, you're going to hit new. There's the item, okay? Now, you can pick it whatever you want it to be. Some of this stuff doesn't come in the game. Some of it does. Some of it's from old patches and stuff like that. So, some of it doesn't come in the game. So you guys don't be upset with me if some of my items that I have in here don't come in the game. Like I just said, not everything comes in. You can, and sometimes you'll get codes off the internet that also don't come in. All right. Some of the items have more than one code to them as well. They don't have more than one GBID, but they have more than one variation, like Legacy and Old Legacy, which I'll show you in a second when I'm done rolling this tube. Some of them have Old Legacy and regular Legacy, and then regular. Some of them don't even have a Legacy. So I want to point out that some of the Old Legacy items come in, some of the new Legacy items come in. All right, but that doesn't mean everything is going to come in the game. And I want some of the stuff that you guys are asking me about, and comments on my YouTube and comments on my videos and stuff. or comments on my podcast. I'm getting a couple comments on my podcast of people asking, where did my stuff go? You know, I brought it in the game. It's not in here, Devil. Can you help me? Absolutely. I'd be glad to help you out. That's what I'm here for, you guys, to bring back the community. I'm sorry. I like to smoke pot. I do it all day. It helps with, you know, my brain and my body and stuff. If you guys can just bear with that, then I'm a very educational guy when it comes to this game. Those of you that don't like pot, I'm sorry, but I do. So, I want to make another important statement as far as the old Diablo items. People are asking me to bring in D2 items. You guys do realize that that's two different variations of code, right? Only some Diablo 2 items will fit the G-bids for Diablo 3. As in a couple of the banners that go through the game, that cycle through the game. What's that one called? I can't remember it right now, but there's one that cycles through the game in everybody's pictures and stuff. It's that banner of Season 3, the Diablo head or whatever. I want to point out on video, that ain't coming in the game. You can load it in all you want to, but it's not going to actually come in. It conflicts with one of the other banners that are already in the game. So this new item, like I said, you can choose whatever you want: belt, boots, bow, bracer. Just for example purposes, we'll make it an amulet, okay? Because I already have a video on weapon making. So this will be how you start it off. You're going to go to your game balance thing, line right here, which I named game balance instead of GBID. So GBID stands for game balance ID. We're going to make I don't want a normal amulet because I'm going to show you guys something with this. Legendary items are all in there, and then you got your PvP items. We'll just make it the new Triforce amulet, okay, from patch 2.6.4, because I have all the way up to 2.6.5 in here, so we'll make that. Now, pause right there. Not literally, but wait a second. When you choose your item, all right, it's going to pop up right here. Just because it pops up right there does not mean it's saved. So you're going to want to go to Save Item Changes. That should pop up right there. And on the other side of the screen, now it shouldn't be New Item. It should be whatever you chose it to be. Okay? So there's that. Now it's saved right there. Now, I also want to point out, just because it's saved right there, doesn't mean it's saved on your guide, okay? So after you save your item changes right here, you're going to want to go over to your character save right here, okay? Hit that. Now you saved your soft core barb. That's for example purposes. Mine's a barb right now. Now, your item is saved on that guide. It will not save unless you hit your save item change button and then your save character button, because you have to save that item on the character. You can't just hit save item change and expect it to stay there if the game doesn't remember it's there. So that's how I'm going to say that. All right. Now, we started a Triforce amulet. So this is what we're going to do to this Triforce amulet. We're going to add some power to this thing, all right? We're going to add some power. We're going to beast this amulet out. This is the new Zelda amulet, by the way, that I always wear in game. So if you guys run into me in game, I'm most likely going to have that amulet on because I just like how it looks, and you can make it rare, and you can do anything you want to it. So, and it reduces all your level requirement by 9. So Wait, is that right? Yeah, it reduces your level requirement by 9 on that. Alright, so we got an amulet started. Now, somebody asked me if I could put more affix lines in my editor. I cannot do that. I mean, I could put more lines in there, but it's not going to do any good because 6 affixes pushed what the game would accept, and that was acceptable in the PlayStation 4 version. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the PlayStation 3 version had like 30 affixes. So those of you that are remembering that in the old editor, the vanilla editor, you can't do that on this one because you can't load it in the game. The only thing you can do is export it right away from PlayStation 3 over to PlayStation 4 without even loading it in the game, because if you load it in the game, your stuff is going to disappear, because what you're working on right now is actually made for, well, I guess you could use it on PS3 if you still use PS3, but most of us don't do that. We just bring it over to PS4. So that's really what we're doing right now. So essentially, this is a PS4 editor, but you have to use it through PS3 Bridge, you know, for those of you that were asking that. So we're going to go to affix 1, okay? Let's say we want to make an amulet for Demon Hunter, all right? We'll make one for Demon Hunter. So, we're going to look for the affixes that are for Demon Hunter. Most of them are labeled. The ones that aren't labeled, they're just not. I'll probably fix that later. Because actually, I just noticed that some of them that need to be labeled aren't labeled. So, stick with me with that. I'll label them. Then I'll put out an update. So, we're going to work on one for Demon Hunter. Alright? See, this says Witch Doctor. This is Crusader. Monk. Monk only. You know? Now, this stuff like this is universal. Universal. But here's one for Demon Hunter, okay? Only for Demon Hunter. So we're going to go down to the bottom of this. 2 to 6. Remember, hit save. And then save your character. Okay? Very essential steps. Otherwise, when you go out of this, your stuff is just going to disappear, because I don't have anything in here to temporarily save it or anything like that, you know? Okay? So now that first affix is saved down there, all right? Do the same thing with all 6 of those. Save your item, save your character. On that, whatever you want to put in there. You can make it anything. I'm going to go over to the properties screen for y'all now, okay? Now, those of you that are trying to make legit stuff, because you can make legit stuff in here. It wouldn't be legit because you didn't get it in game, like for real, but you can make essentially unmodded stuff in this editor, all right? You can make stuff that doesn't have an abnormal amount of things on it, like everything 3 sockets, 125% plus damage, you know, that's modded stuff. So I do have legit stats in here that you can use, 1 sockets, you know, legit variations of percentages for damage, whatever. You can put your durability at whatever you want. Those of you that want to make modded items that don't break, you're going to keep your durability and max durability at 0. That way, there's nothing to break. You see what I'm saying? Okay? Item level. You're going to want to put that 1. Those of you that are making legit items, you can put it anywhere from 1 to 70, depending on what you want a character to be able to use it at. Those of you making modded items, you're going to put that at 1. That way you can, when you drop in the game, you can use it. Legendary level. Again, those of you that are making legit stuff, you obviously, again, you can put that at whatever you want. Let my joint go out again. You can put that at whatever you want. I always put it at 70 because obviously I'm a modder. So I keep that at 70. All right. Rarity. Okay, I'm going to turn this down for a second. This is where a lot of you get confused at as far as making stuff legendary and wanting to name it in the editor. You just can't do that. You can't name an item that you're going to bring in game legendary. It's going to have the legendary name to that that's already pre-programmed in my editor for that legendary item. Okay? Rare items, the way that it works is when you make an item rare, if you notice that there's 3 variations right here of rare, all right? 1 of legendary, because that's all the game needs to realize that it's legendary. Also same with magical, okay? 10 magical. The 10 magical, the reason it's at the bottom is because it's different, all right, than these ones right here. You see how one of those magicals is white, all right? 3 of them are blue. Then it goes into rare, okay? I'll cover that in another one. But you can make them common. You can make them uncommon, right? You can make them first magical, which only entails, I'll cover it right now. The first magical only entails 1 magical property, all right? When you bring it in game, it's going to have 1 magical property, and that's it. You can bring it to the cube. You can re-roll that, like Bellaran does. My buddy Bellaran 10. Shout out to you, bud. He builds everything in game through the cube, and all his sets that he gives away in my groups and my communities, he builds in game. He doesn't use this editor. Okay. So I want to point that out too. If you guys ever run into him, he builds everything in game. So those of you that go to him and you say, what is this? This is a joke. I don't really appreciate that either, because that guy brings that stuff in game and he works hard on that stuff. And if you want something better, kick rocks and go build it yourself. Don't be dissing on that guy. He works hard in game, man. Building that stuff. 3 rare right in a row. All right. The reason for that is there's different levels of rare stuff in the game. The first level of rare stuff has 1 property and a given name by the game. Okay? 7 rare, the reason that that's 7 rare is because it has 2 magical properties and it's also a given name by the game. 8 rare is 3 magical properties, 1 diamond property, and 1 name that would be a singled out name, like Gate or whatever, Devils, Hazard, stuff like that. It's all I can think of. But it only uses stuff like that, names like that, and that's pretty much the difference. I'll make a whole another video on the properties right here, but if the point of this is, if you want to name something, you're going to pick 6, all right? The other ones work too, but this one's always flawless for me. So I pick 6 rare. First one because it's a given name. And what you're doing is you're giving it the name before you bring it in the game. Rank. You know, I'm not going to lie. I haven't figured out the ranking system for this game yet. I always put 300 on everything. No, not everything. Except wings, pets, and banners that you're trying to bring in the game. I keep those 0. Because there is no rank to a pet, and there is no rank to a banner, and there is no rank to chests and anything like that. So NPC items and developer items, or not developer items, but junk and stuff, you don't need to put a rank on that. But everything else I do. I put 300 for sure. Flags. This is very important for you guys, okay? See how there's all these? I have to fix my Primal Ancient code. My Primal Ancient code apparently is not working since 2.6.5. I had one, as you see, labeled, and that's what it was. That was in, somebody else gave me that. So I'll show you guys right now. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's already in the seed chart right here. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there, right there. That's Primal Ancient, and that was the whole point of this. That's Primal Ancient. Again, when you get done making changes, save changes, save character. Save changes, save character. That is very important. Very important. You can dye your gear before you bring it in the game. You can pretty much pick any. I do it in game, so I just keep it on the miraculous dye remover. But you can dye before you get in game. You can come in game with whatever color you want. They're all there. I got them all in here. I also have the bottled cloud and the bottled smoke in here. That is not going to come in game unless you have that bonus in your account, which I will also cover in a second. I think I did in another video that I have on here, where you make your legacy license bits and your depreciated accepted license bits in the raw tab. You make both of those 7, and you'll get the Reaper transmogs. You can get the blue bone dog. The bottled cloud and bottled smoke will come in with you. Leah's ring, I think it's Leah's ring, and the hands and the shoulders and the helm, all that stuff. You go into the raw tab of each individual character right here. Okay. Then you go, no, that's not it. Hold on, I gotta find it. Or maybe, nope, I'm sorry. It'd be under your account in the raw tab. I apologize. Right here, see, depreciated accepted license bits, 7. All right. And then you're going to want to drop down. Find it now. No, it's not way down there. I'm having a brain fart. Oh, I think it's right here. Yeah, okay. So, legacy license bits, you're going to want to make them 7 right there. And then, I mean, you got to drop down console data to get to the legacy license bits. That's where I just got confused at. But you go 7 right there, and then your depreciated accepted license bits, 7. Save your account. Now you got all that DLC. It's literally as easy as that. All right. So we're going to go back to inventory. All right. So flags, we ended on dye. So you can dye all your gear before you bring it in. Tier quality. This is so important, you guys. Tier quality makes a world of difference when you're bringing stuff in this game. Most of the developer items and not even NPC. Most of the developer items and developer weapons, like the Professional Russian's Fast Sword that people are bringing in here, people use that on their weapons for the 5 attacks per second, okay? That is its own tier quality. It's literally its own tier quality. So, if you want, if you're making armor and you want that 2277, you would go down to Crusader Shield, and you would choose tier 23. All right, cover that right now. 21, I'm sorry. Right there. You would choose that. See how it says AR 1980 to 2277? When you make stuff primal, it rolls perfect. So whatever your max number is on stuff, it'll roll that max number automatically because primal is perfect. So tier quality makes a lot of difference. I'll make a video on tier quality, but 2277 is the Crusader Shield, tier 21, 5 attacks a second. You can either get that off the PvP Wizard Wand, or you can get it off the... I mean, there's other stuff with 5 attacks a second too, but I usually use Professional Russian's Fast Sword. It's just that easy. 5 attacks a second. I don't know what happened to my metal here. I'm going to just skip that though. We're going to go to a different album here. We're going to go to Demanufacture. Alright. Same band, Fear Factory. Quantity makes... you don't have... If you're making a single item, you don't have to put quantity. I never do for a single item because it already knows you're bringing that in game. So, when you want a stack of stuff, though, you want to put it in that quantity. Say you're making gems. Anything under 1,000 blends together. Keep that in mind. So you want to make it over 1,000. Any stack, if you drop one and it's got 999, if you pick it back up, it'll blend it back into 1,000. But if you make it over 1,000, it'll separate it into separate stacks. So that's pretty important too. Single items don't really need a quantity. Stacks do. Binding, I never mess with binding. I leave everything unbound. Unless you don't want to dupe it and you want to bind it to your account. I mean, you can do that, but I wouldn't bind it. Earling, I leave that alone unless you're making stuff for your Templar, your Scoundrel, or your Enchantress to give them when you bring it back in the game. Item slot, you can pick wherever that goes. You can come in the game with stuff on already, so keep that in mind too. You don't have to bring it in your inventory and take up 60 spaces with all that stuff. You can make the head and then equip it to your head. Make the chest, equip it to your chest. Make the offhand, equip it to your offhand. You can do all that, and then you can still have those slots left that you would have used for your gear. Okay? We'll move on. Rare name. Okay. Do not check this box. You don't even need to. If you're making stuff that's rare, like this is, yep. So, I added some names in my editor. I don't think anybody's found them yet, but I added some names in there. Let's see who finds them first. You can pick whatever name. Now, this is very important too. Okay, I shouldn't say whatever name. Not whatever name. You can't pick whatever name because some of these don't work, you guys, and I don't think you guys understand, unless you're a programmer, how much it entails to go in and let's find one with a list. Okay, there we go. Do you guys understand how much it takes to remove these? Look at all those, man. And they all have a different subcode, so there's a lot of them, all right? And that's just that one. And you'd have to go in and take them out bring every one of those in game, see if that name works, see if it comes in something else since the patches, and then go back in and remove it. That would just be for that one name. Just imagine A through Z, you guys. I'm not going to do it. I'll just keep adding them. You guys do the trial and error. It's free. So you can choose whatever name you want. Then you're going to hit your save item. Then you're going to hit your save character. All right. Last thing I'm going to cover today is going to be your Mystic tab. All right. Now this is important too. When you're wanting to bring stuff in game, and you're only wanting to, I don't know. I'll cover making transmog gems and stuff in another video, but you can make transmog gems in here. You can. This is where you're going to put your back roll. I call this the front right here, and then I call this the back because there's a new affix you can put on here. There's a total of what? 7. So, old affix, do not use an affix that you're using on the front. Do not put that for an old affix. This is the easiest one. I always just put this one. I mean, I don't know anybody that even uses that affix unless they're making legit gear anyway. So, and then put whatever your new affix is right there, okay? And then when you put your new affix on, it's got to be different than this. Otherwise, it'll conflict with the game, and the item most likely won't come in. But do not use something that you're using on the front for your old affix. Otherwise, it'll replace that, or your item won't come in. And that is the problem with a guy I've been talking to, been asking me a couple questions about his items not coming in. Okay, enchant count, I always put 3 because that's a good enchant count. That makes the game think that you have enchanted that item 3 different times in game. So I always put 3 right there. For the items that already have the transmog on them that you want, you don't need to put a transmog. But if you're bringing in an item that you want a different transmog on, you can just do it right here and it'll come in game. If it doesn't, trial and error. But yeah, that's about it. Also, guys, I will be changing this banner. I got a request from one of my good buddies, DJ Hazard. He there's got a color sensitivity thing, so I'm going to go ahead and change that because he's probably not the only one that has that. And for you, those of you that have that color sensitivity, I apologize. That's a banner that I made to slap in there. So if you read really carefully, it says Sadistic X mods by the Devil's Son. I'll be changing that banner for those of you with color sensitivity because it is pretty bright. I agree. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this video, and I will be maybe making another one today on some different stuff on here. I got my whole studio moved around and set back up now, so that is beginner tutorial number 1, you guys. Just walking you through all the different tabs and stuff and showing you what those mean. So there's a lot of trial and error in my editor. If you use the other editors that are out there, there's a lot of trial and error. Save Wizard has Diablo 3 in it, but you're very, very limited. That is for the basics of modding. This is for the internals of modding. So enjoy, and thank you guys for being patient with me on getting back to you. Rock on. Devil's Son out.